Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get straight to the point here. This is the 2024 Super Guide V-16 SC, which stands for single console. As you'll see here, I got the 50 horsepower Mercury on it, and I wanted to give a review on its performance and what I think of it after 6 months, not 16 months, after 6 months. So I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase and I'm gonna go over pricing. So this is the 2023-2024 model with the 50 Mercury 4-stroke. This comes with the galvanized trailer, has a lifetime hull warranty. Mercury has its own warranty, which I forgot to write down. And I believe that the pressure treated flooring and deck has a lifetime warranty as well. Before tax, tag, title, setup, delivery, all that jazz, it is $16,670. By the time it gets to the dealer, you pay your taxes, your tag, and all of that, you're looking at about just shy of $20,000 out the door. I think my wife and I paid about $19,000 and some change from the dealer we got it from. Now, I want to go over the specs real quick if you haven't already fully researched it. This is a 16-foot and 0.5-inch boat. Comes with a portable 6-gallon gas tank. Has a max 4-person capacity with a weight capacity for the people of 650 pounds. The dry weight of this is 910 pounds. The total package weight is 1,780 pounds. So I believe that's the trailer and the boat. So just under 2,000 pounds. The towing length is 21 feet 9 inches. So from the front to the end, just shy of 22 feet. This one came with the 12-volt Minn Kota power drive, 42-pound thrust, and it came with the 54-inch shaft because it's a deep V boat. Now, the boat also came with a Garmin Striker 4 with chirp, transducer, and GPS. I have since upgraded to the Lowrance, which I'll show you here in just a moment, but you can upgrade to whatever you want. If you're just doing basic stuff, the Garmin Striker 4 is a great little add-on that it comes with that should work for most people. Now, I want to go ahead and get to the pros of this boat. The pro is, I would say, the cost. It's a brand new boat. The boat itself has a lifetime warranty on the hull, as well as the deck and flooring. Just went fishing yesterday, so I still have everything in here. In regards to the size, it works perfect for 2 people for fishing. I am a bass fisherman, and I fish myself and my wife, or myself and my dad, or I'll have a friend come with me. Now, it fishes 2 people perfectly. If you were to add a third into the mix, can it be done? Absolutely, because you have extra pedestal spots for seats. Now, If the third person is a full-size adult, it's gonna be a tight squeeze. You have to remember this is a 16-foot boat, essentially. And I would say for 2 full-size adults, it's perfect. 3 full-size adults, it's gonna be pretty snug. Now, if you have a kid and it's you and your wife or you and your husband, it should be fine. But just keep that in mind. I would say ultimately this is a perfect 2-person fishing boat. Now, one other thing I want to mention is it comes with the built-in VersaTrack accessory mounting channel gunnels, which I'm not sure what that is, but I believe it's this little track that goes along the entire boat. I don't utilize it, nor do I understand what it's for, but it is a perk. It's built in. It also has ample cup holders. There are cup holders everywhere you turn, which is great. I end up putting junk in mine and storing things, but it is very nice to have all of these different cup holders. We also have a rod locker, for lack of a better term, right here. You just open that compartment and you can store up to a 7'6" rod. Now, you can store a number of different rods in here, but it is a tight squeeze. What I choose to do is I added a little strap here, and I keep my rods on top, and then my extra rods, or just the rods that aren't being used, I keep stored in the rod compartment, which is nice. I will say, rod management, tidiness is very important, especially if you have treble hooks and so on. You're gonna wanna make sure that you store things appropriately, or it can quickly become a headache. Now, everything is carpeted, as you see here on the fishing decks, and the flooring is a low maintenance, commercial grade, chemical resistant vinyl. It is very tough, and you even have drainage in the floor itself as well. So if you get a bunch of rain or a bunch of water in, the water drains, it goes right to the bottom of the boat and comes back here to the bilge. Additionally, the Mercury 4-stroke that comes on this unit is amazing. It starts on the first crank every time. I have 0 complaints. I've never owned a brand new boat or a brand new motor, so I'm used to having to kind of fight with the motor to get it to start or crank. This thing is quite literally like a Cadillac, and it is amazing. I'm coming up on my 20 hours, so I'll be due to take it in for servicing soon. As you see, there's the transducer down there. Comes with a transom mount, which you should always use. Now I want to get to the trailer. The trailer is phenomenal. It is high quality galvanized steel, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it tows like a dream. I have a 3rd generation Toyota 4Runner. It has a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, and the boat is under 2,000, but I expected it to tow a little. I don't know what I was expecting, but I've never really towed a boat before, or towed really anything in my adult life. I used to tow my dad's boat and trailer when I was young, but it tows amazing. Even if you have a smaller SUV or truck with a 2,000 to 3,000 capacity, I'm confident it could tow it. However, I would make sure to make very clear understanding of what your vehicle's rated towing capacity is, because in most cases it's not the fact that you can tow it, it's the fact that you need to be able to stop it. So I would make sure to be very cautious of that as well. So yeah, very, very happy with this trailer. The sticker on the other side's already come off, but that is certainly not a complaint of mine. I'm not too worried about it. A little bit of surface rust just from water. A little bit there, not a big deal. I'll keep an eye on it. Certainly not stressed about it. But yeah, so the boat and trailer is great. Trailer is wonderful. If I was to add a small complaint, I do wish from the factory it came with a spare tire. As you can imagine, it's incredibly important to have a spare tire. So I'm not sure why it's common for spare tires to not come with it. So I did buy a spare tire mounting point, and I'm gonna put it on the trailer here soon. The cockpit is quite nice, very basic. It is a budget boat after all, entry level. You've got your gauges, you've got all the different things. Even has a cool little horn, which it's not hooked up right now. And a little bit of storage under here. Then we have your back storage where, don't mind the wires, but you've got your battery and your fuel tank. And then up here, we have two storage bins, not bins, but you know what I'm saying. Storage compartments. It goes down pretty deep. Keep all miscellaneous things on this side, and then my baits, boxes, and so on that side. Let me grab my notes here. Okay, so I've covered the pros. Now I want to get on, oh, and this is our live well. Now I don't live bait fish and I don't keep fish, so the live well, I just have all of my required vessel information, life jackets, I have a first aid kit, so I just use it as additional storage. Now I'm going to move on to cons real quick. And one of the biggest cons of this boat is storage, or lack thereof. So this does connect to the other side, but this is about all the storage you have. I'm mostly a soft plastic fisherman here in the South in Florida, so I keep 2 boxes of soft plastics. I've got my terminal, and that's about it. I don't like having a messy boat and with a bunch of stuff, but I am looking, I feel like I'm certainly lacking storage. I added this just for extra things. This is your light pole and your paddle that comes with the boat. It's gonna be in here in most cases. I removed it and I just put it to the side, also with my net to stay out of the way. There's my throwable life PFD thing that's required by the state. My anchor, which apparently is required. I don't even use it, it's just there. But yes, so storage is probably my biggest complaint for this boat. There's almost no storage. I've got 2 boxes, my terminal tackle on this side, and then on the other side I have like my rope, I have my little boat buoy things that I use when I tie off places. And I don't know, it just really feels like there's a lack of storage. Now, of course, you can argue this is an entry-level boat, $17,000. So, you know, if you wanted a boat that has a ton of storage, you should have got a different boat. That's totally fair. I just want to mention that that is my complaint as far as storage is concerned. Additionally, another concern of mine is water always gets inside these compartments. You can see that the compartments have a lip to keep the water out, but after, I would say, 10 minutes of rain, even just light rain, the compartments are getting water in it. It's unavoidable. So if you keep your boat outside, uncovered, if you're fishing and it's raining longer than 20 minutes, the compartments are getting water in them. Again, not a life and death situation, but you know, if you have unprotected documents, like I keep all of my documents in a waterproof bag, but as you can see, like all of this is just wet and moist. I just bought this, so that's why it's still in there. But I don't know, small complaint, but something I do want to mention. So do not store anything you don't want to get wet in the boat, period. I keep my boat stored in our one car garage, and it still is just always wet inside the boat itself. Again, beggars can't be choosers. For this level, entry-level boat, you can't really complain all that much. Now, let's see here. I have my notes. I'm just going over my notes right quick. The seats and the pedestals. The seats are very, very comfortable. It comes with 2 seats and 2 pedestals. I will say these pedestals are the most infuriating, annoying things to work with. I hate them, to be honest. They like lock in place, and that little rubber part right there that holds it locked in is such a pain in the butt to try and get up. I got so upset that I ended up breaking it off of the main one, because if I want to drive, I sit here, I drive, and then I pick it up and have to move it up front. Small complaint, but it is a little annoying to deal with. Not the end of the world. But the pedestal, how it functions and locks in place, not ideal, but it is what it is, whatever. And then let me double check my notes here. Make sure before I get on to my next. Okay. So I would say probably my second biggest complaint is no gas gauge. None. There is no gas gauge on this vessel. You do not know what your gas level is until you pop the back here and you look here. Now keep in mind, this is a 6-gallon tank. Now, although this Mercury 4-stroke is very fuel efficient, if you are someone like me who fishes a lot and does a few miles every trip, you're going to be filling up. And the way at least mine was rigged, I don't know if this is how they're all rigged, but I literally have to pull the entire tank out. I have to disconnect it, and the nozzle is on that side. So it's a real pain in the butt. Not having a gas gauge and not having a funnel spout to fill it. I mean, on a brand new boat, I am honestly just flabbergasted that that's a thing. Again, this is probably your budget, most entry-level boat there is out there. But again, I don't understand it. I don't understand the thought process from the manufacturer. We could have easily put in a fuel gauge somewhere up here, and yeah, I don't get it. So what I've resulted to, and don't mind the mess here in my garage, is I've got one of these portable fuel things. I don't even really know what it's called, but it's like a 15-gallon gas can on wheels. Has a little, it's gravity fed hose, and what I do is I shove this this funnel into the gas tank lid, and then I pump gas into the funnel. It's a very annoying process, and I hate it. Now, I have bought an upgraded tank. It's 12 gallons, so it's double the size. But the problem is, if we go back and we look at the space that we have to work with, now I double check my measurements, it will fit, but I have to pull everything out of here and completely redo how everything is laid out in here. Again, not a huge deal, probably just an hour or two worth of work, but it's a pain. I like for your average weekend warrior who's going to be out on the lake for a couple hours, drive around for 2 hours, and maybe do that once or twice a month, the 6-gallon tank is fine. But if you are a fisherman, you got to upgrade, because it really is kind of annoying. It's probably my biggest complaint, to have to constantly remove this, fill it, and then, you know, their gas gets everywhere because you have to disconnect this and gas comes out. It's a small complaint, but it's a complaint that I have. Truly do not understand. You know, if you want to charge an extra $500 for the boat to get a fuel gauge and a larger tank in there, go for it. I think that would be well worth it, even for someone who doesn't use the boat as much as your average fisherman. So the no gas gauge thing and the baby tank is a huge complaint of mine, but not a huge deal at the end of the day. It is what it is. Not a huge deal. Oh, and of course here comes a plane making a ton of noise. So to recap, out the door after tax, brand new deep V tracker, 16-foot. You're looking at about $19,000-$20,000. You've got 2 storage up there. You got your live well right there, rod locker, and little storage there. And then everything back here. I did put in a onboard battery charger, 10 out of 10 recommend, worth every penny. I also got the Mercury Vessel View. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It is a device that connects to your motor and then Bluetooth connects to your phone, and it gives you a full diagnostic of your motor. It helps you stay on track with your maintenance log, tells you how many hours you have on it. Highly recommend. Absolutely get it. Okay, well, that's not for me. And then yeah, other than that, not really a huge complaint or issue for me. Again, these are just things I wanted to mention. It's a very easy boat to deal with. We love it. And yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that while I had some time. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions.